Hey, good morning, friends. It's Carl. Welcome to the bathroom. It's Sunday morning. That means it's time for the Silky Smooth Sunday Shave. Hope everybody had a good week. Mine was pretty good. All right. Sorry for the camera angle. Like I told you guys last week, my camera mount is starting to give up the ghost. The roller ball that holds the camera in place is getting really loose. So when I put the camera in, it just kind of flops. So I keep having to raise the angle to get in frame. So today you get a little downward look. You'll get to see the top of my shiny head. All right, so what are we doing today? Well, this is a shave that was inspired by Johan over at Shave&Butcher. He did a shave the other day in which he used a straight razor and some canned shaving cream. So I decided, I bought this can when I was in South Dakota. Might as well get a couple uses out of it, so I was going to give it a shot. So we're using the Gillette Foamy regular shaving cream, the Monsieur Charles Shavette with the Persona blade second use. For the post, we'll be doing the Nivea men's, and because Christmas is right around the corner and I don't have any Thanksgiving scents, Kiritmati by PAA. Fantastic frankincense, myrrh, West Indian Bay. It's a great scent. All right, for coffee, yeah, I'm gonna do coffee today. Cheers. Because I'm not a coffee snob, that is cheap coffee. $5 for 14 ounces of whole beans. Premier Roasters, dark roast. I needed some coffee real quick the other day and just ran into a local grocery store and grabbed that because it was cheap and easy, like me. All right, let's get shaving. So, Johan used the Foamy, or the Gillette shaving cream, and he did something that really kind of interested me. He added water to the cream, because we all know these creams are kind of drying. They don't stay slick and or moist. So he applied the cream to his face as such, and then he added a little bit of water to his hands and rubbed it in. And the lather never really broke down. He said it helped the slickness, and that kind of caught my attention. So we're gonna give it a shot. Ooh, I really go out of frame now when I bend over to rinse my hands. So we're gonna do one pass just as is, just to see how not slick it is, and then I'll add a little water to it and see how that goes. Wish me luck. I don't know. So initially, it's not bad. I mean, it ain't the slickest soap in the land by any means. But it's not particularly unslick. But it is dry. Like there's no residual to speak of. If you're not shaving a part that has foam on it, there's no slickness to speak of at all. And the problem that he mentioned is he shaved half of his face and it was okay. And I stressed okay. The other half dried out and was not slick. So I kind of see or feel that that may be the case here too. And also, just from the look of it, I think I applied a little bit more cream initially than he did. And I will say that definitely shaving the second half of the face is not quite as comfortable as the first half. It's very obvious. And so this really kind of illustrates, if you look at modern cartridge razors or disposables, at some point in the history, they started adding that lubricating strip. And this makes absolute sense. Why? Because as you shave, the cream dries out and you need a little extra lubrication to keep things gliding. Yeah, see, like the mustache is pretty uncomfortable. But not unbearable. Right. First pass is done, and it's not bad. I mean, it didn't ruin my face. I did no nicks, no cuts, no weepers. There's nothing slick about it. Have a water. That doesn't even really do much at all. So let's hit a second pass. All right. It kind of reminds me about the time that I didn't film, but I tried to shave with Cremo, straight shave, or Shavette shave, and it kept drying out, and I had to keep applying water to my face to re-moisturize and rehydrate it as the shave went on. So we're gonna do the second pass. I'm not gonna hydrate it. I may do another shave with it, either on camera or off camera, where I hydrate it. Because like I said, that's what really intrigued me about the video. Wasn't really the fact that you could get a shave with canned shaving cream. I figured it would probably work. But the fact that he added water to it and it didn't really break down was interesting. Now this is a little bit thinner application, so it may be a little less comfortable, and it's going to be across the grain. Alright, so enough about that. You guys probably watched Johan's video, so you heard his thoughts on it, and you've kind of heard my thoughts already. So what else can I talk about? Well, my week was a typical week. Back to work. It was good to see my coworkers. Ow, I just nicked myself. Because I was talking and not paying attention. Caught myself with the corner, I think. Anyway, good to be back at work, see my coworkers. Not so much to do the work. No, just joking. I have a few really nice patients that I enjoy visiting right now, so it was good to see them too. those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I have a weight loss update, a big milestone for me. On Tuesday, I checked my weight, and I had made it to under 200 pounds, 199.8. I didn't expect it to last too long because Tuesday we were having a potluck Thanksgiving celebration at work. So there was going to be food that I couldn't account for the calories. To know how much to fit it into my budget. But I watched my portion sizes. I had one small piece of pie for dessert. Loaded my plate half with raw vegetables and salad, a little bit of green bean casserole, a little turkey, a little ham. Little dressing. You know, all the stuff, the fixins. And the next morning, 199.6, surprisingly. So I survived the potluck, which is, once again, it's very impressive to me because I didn't gain a ton of weight on my vacation. I was able to successfully navigate a potluck type thing, a social dinner meal. One, without stressing about what I ate, how I was going to eat, and whether or not I was going to gain weight. I was really okay with it. And I didn't overeat. While I enjoyed the food and enjoyed the company, I didn't binge. I didn't have big servings. I was very conscious of the amount of food I was eating. So those two things in and of themselves, let alone the weight loss or maintained weight loss, were very encouraging to me because it means that ultimately my relationship with food is getting a little bit better, and my ability, my self-control is improved as well. So that was all very encouraging. Yesterday I weighed in. At 197 and some change, so still dropped a few pounds. Once again, I was kind of social yesterday. I went and had flung some arrows, hung out with a buddy. We stopped and had lunch at a Thai restaurant. Once again, food not prepared by me. Couldn't really control the calories or the portions or the salt content. And then I came home and I stopped later on in the evening. Picked up some pho, which is Vietnamese noodle soup for those of you who don't know. And it is a very high salt containing food. So this morning, I totally expected to juice the weight. And 190, I think 199.8 still. So still under 200 pounds. Super stoked about that. Going into the Thanksgiving holiday, I fully expect to finish the week off next week above 200 or at 200. And that's okay. What's also okay is that second pass, not terrible, not terribly uncomfortable, not terribly skippy on the razor. It glided. It was smooth across the face, smooth enough anyway. Last pass, this will be the true test of comfort, but I'll tell you right now, I got no razor burn, no weepers. I did catch a little nick here, but I think that was just user error. And I haven't started bleeding here where I thought I nicked myself, so I guess I'm doing okay there. Ooh, this video's taking a long time. So, last pass. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, I forgot to mention how many days of growth I had when I started. Not a ton. I shaved on Friday morning, so just a little over 48 hours, I guess, or right around 48 hours. Friday to Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah. I will say one thing that's a little, it's kind of a blessing and a curse for me because I'm so sloppy with the brush. This is a little neater application, but your hands get a little messier. All right. Whoa. All right, last pass. Man, my hands are damp. So I've been thinking about my shaves for 2020. I'm already planning my theme, and I think I'm going to do another year-long theme. But I haven't decided exactly which one. I was thinking about just picking a soap maker and using the same soap maker for the whole year. That way I get a little rotation through the scents, use up some of the stuff I have. That's actually really nice. Use up some of the stuff I have, start to work through it. I thought about doing a tubes in 20 theme, using only soaps I have that are in a tube. That way I get a little practice doing some bowl lathering and stuff, and use up soaps. Or just to pick a soap and use it till it's gone. But it would be a soap much nicer than the Leah. Not that the Leah is a terrible soap by any means, but something with a little more pleasant scent. I think I just cut myself. Trying that cross stroke. But that, my friends, is the shave. Let's see what we did here. So I'll tell you right off the bat, not the most pleasurable shave. Not because, nick there. A little irritation on the neck, that's just pretty common for me. really smooth shave. The neck is pretty standard. No real irritation, like razor burn or anything that to speak of. The alum let me know all my rough spots that I typically have got overshaved. You know, maybe one or two small nicks. This one hasn't started bleeding yet if it's going to. But those were user errors. Those weren't attributed to the canned soap, so, or canned cream. So it works. Johan proved it yesterday, and or in his video I watched yesterday. I have my opinion on it. It's a viable option. Not the greatest, but it works. If you got a can you want to use it up, go for it. If not, I don't know. I may or may not ever do it again. All right, let's get on to the head shave. You know what? Just for continuity's sake, I'll do the head shave with it too. This is something that I've done in the past numerous times. This is nothing new, even with the HeadBlade for me. So I know this will work out okay as long as I don't get in too big of a hurry and cut myself with the HeadBlade. HeadBlade ATX canned shaving cream. I will say, a lot of guys say it and it bugs me, and it's just a personal pet peeve of mine. It's not against anybody in particular, but when people call, I'm sure I've mentioned it before, canned shaving cream, they call it goo or shaving goo. It's just, it seems very elitist in my opinion, and it just kind of irks me. It's like, oh look, we're better than you because, you know, we have a hobby or we've learned a thing or two about shaving and shaving products, but to call canned shaving creams goos, especially if they're not. See, this is a cream, and I know the goo that most people think of, at least what pops into my mind, is like the one that starts out as a gel and then you kind of rub it on your face and it turns into a lather. That I would classify as a goo, but this is just a cream. If it comes out in a cream, it's a cream. If it comes out in a gel, I can go for that one being called a goo. Like I said, it's just a thing. Kind of makes me cringe every time I see it, mostly just because it seems elitist. But hey, that's just one man's opinion. Everybody's gonna do and say their own things, and that's okay. It just kind of, it very much is reminiscent to me, like when you tell people, oh, I shave with a gold dollar. They're like, a gold dollar? That's not a straight razor, blah, 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 or whatever, you know. Unless you're using a, you know, a Dovo or a Ralph Alster or whatever, you're not really using, it's not a real straight razor. It's the same thing with the soap. Unless you're using a brush and an artisan, it comes in a can, it's just goo. Well, not really. But, like I said, my opinion, rant over. All right, first pass with the canned shaving cream was pretty much exactly what I remembered. It works. I did see the other day that Jimco used HeadBlade Head Slick for a face shave. Good job, Jimco. I've got a container of that floating around somewhere I probably should start using. I like the Head Slick. I used it exclusively for a few years when I first started headblading back in 2004, 2005. It was available locally at the local pharmacy. They carried HeadBlade products, hardware and software, and that's where I would buy it. Now, I think they have, at least in the Texas area, or in my area, they have pulled their contract with the local pharmacies, CVS and whatever. Walgreens, I think, is where I used to get it. They did carry it at the competitor, the CVS. And it's starting to bleed there a little bit. But, so yeah. Alright, there's no residual slickness, so I'm going to have to reapply to get that second pass. So I used to buy it there all the time. I bought the lotion and the head slick and the blades and the razor the first time. Well, I got my first one for a Christmas present. And then when the first version of the Sport came out, the first version was wheels. I bought it there. They don't do that anymore. I think the only way to get them now is to mail order from HeadBlade or a dealer. And I think it's because they want you to subscribe to their blade replenishment program. Just my theory, but that's why. I believe that's why they don't sell them locally anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If you know better, please tell me. See, and this is where the lubricating strip comes in, because you can get a little bit of a relatively painless cleanup with just a little bit of the residual soap and the magical lubricating strip on the cartridge razor. But we're gonna go just a little bit more to get the last pickups, so I don't walk into church with a bunch of razor burn on my melon. Ooh, I'm pushing 30 minutes. It's been a while since I made a 30-minute video. A lot of talking about the canned shaving cream. Well, and it is a little slower in the respect that you really have to apply it more often. Even though it's quick to apply, you do have to apply it. Because I typically with the wet shave setup, there's enough residual slickness that I don't have to put more than 1 or 2 applications of soap on my head to have the shave. All right, I believe that's it. I didn't do a very good job rinsing, huh? All right, well, hey, all things considered, that's not slick at all. I mean, you can see my hand is not gliding across my head once I dried the cream off, nor my face, even though face had a little alum on it. I'm going to do just a touch of a pickup here, which is probably a mistake because, once again, I forgot. There's no residual, but hopefully the lubricating slip on the the lubricating strip on the razor will be enough. All right, final rinse. This is the shave, everybody. It is silky smooth, not real slick, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of the Nivea Balm. Get to the end of this. Man, if I can use all of this up, I've used a soap and a sample, half of a stick of Leah, roughly, and almost, I think I have 1 or 2 more uses in my Gillette sensitive post-shave balm. or lotion that I don't like. I'll have completed 3 products this year. That's pretty impressive. All right, there you go. That's the shave, silky smooth. Finish it off with the Kiritmati. Oh, this video is too long. Yeah, I did it backwards again, because during the week I usually don't use aftershave, because I have to be cognizant of the scents I wear to work. So, and I've started shaving in the mornings, so I don't get to use them. All right, that's it. That's all. Thank you guys and gals so much for spending some time with me. It was 30 minutes today, so I appreciate it if you stuck through to the end. No matter what you do, go spend some time with your friends and family. It's really important. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you next time, and God bless.